Okay, so I'm here to tell you about my birth story. I went 40 weeks with my son. I went into labor at 22 weeks. I had to get the shot that stops the contractions, and then later on, as I got further along, at about 36 weeks, I started going into labor. Well, the doctors kept saying, "You're not in labor, you're not in labor, you're only dilated to a 1." So I stayed that way for a month, up until I had him. Well, I was in so much pain, like so much pain, and I refused to get the shot because I knew it would stall my labor a little bit, or that's what I had heard. So I didn't really want them to give me a shot for the pain, but after 2 or 3 days, it got so bad, I was laying on the floor, I couldn't get up, nothing. So my grandmother was here, and she said, "You need to go to the hospital, you're in labor." And I was like, okay. Well, I didn't think I was in labor, but when I got there, I was dilated to a 4. Well, they ended up having to break my water and give me Pitocin to get my labor going quicker. Well, they kept checking me, kept saying I was at a 7. But when the doctor came in and he checked me, I was at a 9. And at this point, I was still hurting, even though I had the epidural. And I kept feeling like I needed to push like an hour before this. But they said that I didn't need to. So I didn't. But I was in so much, like there was so much pressure, I didn't really know what to do. So I ended up having to have a C-section because he would not come out, he was stuck. So after an hour of me pushing and just keep trying to get him out, I went in for the C-section, and it was okay because I went to sleep. I don't really remember it. I remember the shakes. The shakes were horrible. I hated it. But it was hard to walk or anything after I had him, and I really am thankful that I have a lot of support with my family. But I just want everyone to know that C-sections aren't really that scary. Like, you don't really feel it. It's not really nothing to be afraid of. Because now that I've had a C-section, I prefer a C-section. I still want to try to have a normal delivery, but I'd rather have a C-section since I know what that feels like. The recovery time is a long time. Like, my incision is still really numb, like where it was at. But it just depends on the type of incision you have if you can have a normal delivery afterwards. My doctor was really great, and my baby's now 2 months old, and here shortly we're going to start posting things like what we do in the mornings and anything. And if anyone's interested in knowing little things about, if a baby has colic, or how to find out if a baby has acid reflux really bad, because I know my son does. And so I just hope that everyone finds this video very useful, and thank you for watching.